Dear friends, we are giving the floor to Ifigenia Kastamoniti, the European School of Theosophy, Greece, Athens.
Ifigenia Kastamoniti was born in Greece, graduated from the Greek Commercial Economic High School in Athens and Holliston School in Holliston, USA. She worked as a flight attendant for the Greek airline Olympic Airlines for 25 years and has visited many countries of the world and speaks professionally English, French, Italian, and Spanish. She joined the Greek branch of the Theosophical Society in 1995. She is lecturer and member of the Greek Council for 20 years, editor of the Theosophical journal ILISOS, translator and editor of many classical theosophical works. Her articles have been published in the Greek Theosophical magazine ILISOS, as well as the online magazines Hermes and the magazine of the Alpine Club Acharnai in Athens, secretary of the European School of Theosophy since 2018. Ifigenia Kastamoniti, European School of Theosophy, Greece, with her report 7 Paths to Bliss.
Hello, everyone. Greetings from Athens, Greece. It's been an honor to be participating in this Congress, and thank you all for your great work, organizers and translators. Now, in Secret Doctrine stanza 1, sloka 4, we read about the 7 ways to bliss. What are these 7 ways? The 7 paths or ways to bliss of non-existence, comments Elena Blavatsky, did not exist because the universe was still empty and existed only in the divine thought. But when she was asked about them in the Blavatsky Lodge meetings, she mentioned that the subject was far more fully treated in the Aryasanga school. Now, we know that Aryasanga is the one who taught his students what we read in the Voice of the Silence. The 3 fragments from the Book of the Golden Precepts were translated by Elena Blavatsky, as she writes in her introduction to this little book, which she dedicates to the very few. So, let us first turn to the words written in the last part of fragment 2. Thy time will come for choice, O thou of eager soul, when thou hast reached the end and passed the 7 portals. In the next fragment of the Voice of the Silence, we see that the 7 paths or ways or portals are also called paramitas, noble gates of virtue, 7 strongholds guarded by powers. Apparently, these are the first set of gateways through which the pilgrim soul should pass, or the aspirant or the neophyte. But before achieving this, he is called to avoid every temptation lurking at each corner on his way, to develop each one of the virtues, to conquer oneself, to control one's personal ego, and thus become able to unlock the 7 portals, the one after the other, by using the golden keys. These portals all lead to the other shore and gradually to the non-existence. Then, on page 65 of the Voice of the Silence, Aryasanga says, once that the Sawani has crossed the 7th path, all nature thrills with joyous awe and feels subdued. The Sawani now is the candidate who has taken the first initiation. Again, on page 66, we read, shall he not use the gifts which it confers for his own rest and bliss, his well-earned will and glory, he, the subduer of the great delusion? Nay, O thou candidate for nature's hidden lore. Nature is also mentioned in the words of Zenon, the Stoic philosopher of ancient Greece, who says that the final goal towards which nature leads us is virtue. Now, according to the Stoic philosophy, nature is governed by necessity and fate. In many traditions, necessity seems to be a divine power, a force which rules everything in the manifested universe, perhaps even in the unmanifested one. One might say it could be that force which defines the periodical appearance and disappearance, the manvadaras and the pralayas of the cosmos. It could also be related to karma and the lords of karma collectively in the manifested universe. So, the idea of necessity can be seen in many cosmological myths and systems of antiquity, some related with fate, some with destiny, and others with both. For example, if we have a look at Greek mythology, we see that necessity is called anangi, a word which also means coercion, and she is a goddess, a cosmic force standing higher than all gods and goddesses. She is related with fate and is usually shown weaving everybody's destiny on her loom. She has wings on her head because she can fly about and modify the fate of a person, God, or cosmos according to her will and the law, and it is said that even the gods cannot escape the grip of necessity. One might also say that in the Stoic teachings about nature being governed by necessity, we meet the notion of the karmic law initiated by the Nindanas, as mentioned also in Sloka 4. In other words, the karmic law is initiated by the 12 causes of existence, or the chain of causation, the concatenation of cause and effect in the whole range of existence through 12 links, as we read in the Theosophical Glossary. The main issue of stanza 1 then is that there is no manifestation yet at this stage. And in Sloka 4, we are told that there is no ignorance nor illusion to awaken these nidanas, the causes of being, which, belonging to the stream of catenated law, produce merit and demerit, and finally bring the karmic law into full sway, as we read in Elena Blavatsky's comments. Furthermore, they are the enumeration of the chief causes which produce the severe reaction of effects under the karmic law. Being moral agents in the universe, they are included in the Maya, the illusion or ignorance which awakens them, as he explains in the Blavatsky Lodge meetings. So, the new Manvadara of our solar system had not dawned yet, according to stanza 1. There was no differentiation and the cosmos had not come into being. This means that life on our earth had yet to appear and all its kingdoms to start evolving, each following its own line of development and evolution. And here arises the question, how could the 7 ways to bliss appear when humanity had not been born yet? How could this be when the dauntless hearts of the voice of the silence had yet to appear among the members of humanity, with each one treading on their personal special ray, one of the 7 rays, and pursue the truth by following the teachers of the presiding masters, the heads of these rays, thus becoming able at some point in one's long life through countless incarnations to cross the paramita heights. There were no pilgrim souls, nor neophytes and aspirants to fight and strive against ignorance, illusion, faults, and all the other obstacles which block the way to these paths. There were no initiates to make their choice in front of the 7 portals, neither those who, having traversed the human kingdom after the 5th initiation, stand at the threshold of the superhuman life as liberated spirits, having a new set of 7 paths in front of them to choose, they're about to wear one of the 3 vestures spoken of in the voice of the silence. There was nothing of all the above. neither the 7 ways to bliss nor the Nidanas and Maya, not yet, because everything was still in the divine ideation, the divine unity from which all proceeds, whither all returns, as we read in the poem. This unity is symbolized by the immaculate white disk within a dark black ground, a symbol that we see in the poem. It is the symbol of the one life, eternal, invisible, yet omnipresent, without beginning or end, yet periodical in its regular manifestations, between which periods reigns the dark mystery of non-being, unconscious yet absolute consciousness, unrealizable yet the one self-existing reality. Truly a chaos to the sense, a cosmos to the reason, specified Helena Blavatsky. The word chaos now, as is used in the secret doctrine, should not be considered as disorder. It means abyss and void, which, however, is also a plenum, a space completely full of undifferentiated matter. So this chaos is a pre-order, as Joy Mills puts it in her book, Living in Wisdom, and contains all the possibilities of ordering. Chaos is a Greek word and is mentioned by the ancient Greek poet Hesiod in his Theogony. And as Helena Blavatsky points out in the first volume of The Secret Doctrine, in a footnote on page 336, chaos is infinite, boundless, endless, and beginningless in duration. It is space filled with darkness, which is primordial matter in its pre-cosmic state. For in its etymological sense, chaos is space, according to Aristotle, and space is the ever unseen and unknowable deity in our philosophy. Now, Hesiod uses this word to define the first aspect of the cosmogonical trinity stated chaos, Gaia, Eros, all of them being ideas and aspects which can be met with different names or terms further down in the Secret Doctrine in other stanzas of both the first and the second volumes. Therefore, to conclude, I will say that since we are still in the stage of darkness before the new dawn of our solar system, there can be no time, no universal mind, and no paths to bliss. Thank you for listening, and thank you for this invitation.
Dear Ifigenia, thank you so much for the system for classifying the 7 ways. Thank you so much for this choice of direct dialogue with such abstract concepts as the voice of silence, divine thought, the lords of karma, and the pre-cosmic state, and its infinity, beginninglessness, infinity. This choice of direct dialogue is actually concrete. It classifies what we have, and we can follow your thought, and it is great. Thank you so much for this mystery that is succinctly and concretely presented in your report. Thank you so much, and we welcome the European School of Theosophy.